My name is Michaela Shepard. I am from a town so small that most high schools have a larger population than the one inhabiting the place I call home. The town I come from is Boswell, a farming community located 30 minutes from Purdue University. The town is made up of mostly families and the elderly who want to live the slow life. The citizens and traffic move at a glacial pace, which means no stoplights are needed. What we do have are the basics that keep Boswell going. We have a post office, library, 2 gas stations, 2 restaurants, a bank, and an elementary school where my mom has worked at for over 30 years. My mom is the reason I have chosen my object. This ring was given to me on my 16th birthday. It's a jade ring that means the world to me for 2 reasons. My middle name is Jade, and it's a series of gifts that my mom bought me in China. My mom is an extraordinary woman. She's always been independent and strong. She didn't marry but wanted to have kids, so she adopted my sister and me. I was born in Changsha, China in 1995. I was put up for adoption shortly after being delivered and was taken care of by caretakers in an orphanage. All the way across the world, a mom wanted a baby and went through the adoption process, which involves a mountain of paperwork, background checks, shots, a lot of money, and patience. Finally, after a lot of waiting, my mom was able to fly across the globe and get me on January 19, 1996. While she was in China, she saw a lot of sights and was immersed in the culture. She saw legendary things like the Great Wall of China. She ate at the best Chinese restaurants and got to experience the scary mess of cars and bikes that commute. My mom also shopped at the vendors who had long tables full of crafts and goods. At various tables, she picked out 16 gifts to give to me on my birthday. These gifts were clothes, jewelry, and small trinkets. Special pink wrapping paper was chosen to decorate the gifts. When I was little, the odd solid pink present didn't mean a lot to me because it didn't light up and play music. But as I grew older, I understood the meaning of the gifts, and as each year came around, it was what I looked forward to. This jade ring is the last gift from China that I received on my 16th birthday. I remember opening the box and reaching in to find the small ring. I pulled it out and placed it in my hand. The delicate piece of jewelry glistened. My smile faded and I became sad because I realized this was my last gift. At the time, I felt like my last connection to China had been severed. During my teenage years, I felt conflicted with my identity. No one in my community looked like me. As each year passed, I tried more and more to blend in. And now that my final gift had been given, I felt I would lose sight of who I was. My mom sensed something was wrong. She pulled me aside and asked what the matter was. I hesitantly told her how I felt, ashamed that I was unhappy with the gift. She wrapped me in a hug and reassured me that I will always remember where I came from. My mom reminded me that just because the gifts from China ended doesn't mean that all of my past was erased. She reminded me that she could tell me unlimited stories, and she had homemade videos and pictures of the trip. But most importantly, that I had a family that 15 years ago welcomed me into their arms, and that my family would always be there if I felt lost or confused. Now when I look at the ring, I feel complete joy. This ring doesn't mean that my past can't be a part of me anymore. This ring, the other presents, and the stories my mom can tell me all bring my past to life. When I have a bad day or I get frustrated with progress that's halting, I remember this ring and remember how far it has traveled and how far I have come. Later on in life, I plan on giving this ring to my daughter. I would give it to her on her wedding day as her something old. I would tell her the significance of the ring and how far it has traveled. I would hope that it would give her luck as she starts her new journey in life. It would be a reminder that she has a mother that loves her and will always be there for her, just as my mom has always been there for me.